Okay, subtopic number 2 is vector addition and subtraction. So there are two methods. Okay, there are two methods as I mentioned before, geometrical method and analytical method. Now we go to the first method, geometrical method. Okay, so in this chapter, in this subtopic, we will learn about triangle method, and then parallelogram method, and then polygon method, and the last one is trigonometric method. Okay, have a look at triangle method first. Okay, how you are going to draw a triangle and get the resultant vector. Okay, for the triangle method, look at here for the triangle method. Okay, for example here, okay, I give you the example first. For example, vector A is for example here I give you 50 meter, 50 Newton, 5 Newton, okay, with an angle of 30 degree. Okay, and then vector B is 20 Newton bearing 20 Newton bearing let's say bearing okay, let's say bearing 290. Okay, bearing 290. Okay, the first step, what you're going to do is draw axis, x and y. Draw both axes. Okay, x axis and okay, sorry. Okay, just draw a small axis. Okay, just draw a small axis, for example here. Okay, this is y axis and this is x axis. Okay, now we draw the vector A first. So vector A 5 Newton with an angle 30 degrees. So you have to know which position of vector A. So in this example, vector A in the first quadrant. So this is 5 Newton. Okay, 5 Newton. Okay, here is 30 degree. And then vector B 20 Newton bearing 290. So bearing 290, which okay, at the end sorry, at the at the tip of the arrow, the first arrow tip is here. Okay, so you draw a small, just like before, you just draw a small axis of x and y. Okay, so 20 Newton bearing 290. So bearing 290, okay, so remember bearing, we start measure from positive y-axis, okay, until here 270. 290 is somewhere here. This is 290, so this will be 20. Okay, so here this is the direction of vector B, 20 Newton. Okay, so here this is vector B. So the resultant will be, you draw the resultant. Okay, start from the tail of arrow A, vector A, to the head of vector B. So that means you have to draw from here to here. So this is A plus B. Okay, this is vector A, this is vector B. So here the resultant is, you start draw from the tail of the first vector. Okay, and then you make a straight line to the head or tip of the second vector here. So this will be the resultant of vector A and B. Okay, so when you draw it, okay, you have to draw it properly. Okay, you have to measure it, to draw the angle 30 degree precisely by using protractor. Okay, and then you can measure it from the figure. From your drawing, you can find the what we call this one, the resultant. This is, we call it triangle method. So look at this example. Okay, you are given A is 10 meter with an angle of 90 degree and B 20 meter to is, okay, compute the resultant vector A plus B using the triangle method. Okay, the question asks you to find the resultant by using triangle method. Okay, you don't have a choice to use either parallelogram method, or another one is a polygon method, and then another one is a trigonometric method. Cannot. You have to use triangle method only. So look at here. The first vector A, 10 meter with an angle 60. That means you angle 60, you have to measure start from x-axis and then counterclockwise. So this is the position of vector A. And then vector B, 20 meter to east. That means to east. To east means to the right. So you just draw vector B to east. Okay, in this direction. So the resultant will be you have to start from the tail of the first vector until the head of vector B. So this will be the resultant vector. So here, look at solution number 4. Okay, measure the length of vector A using the ruler to get the magnitude, and measure the angle between vector A and B and the horizontal axis, the angle between vector A plus B and the horizontal axis. That means here, from here you have to measure by using protractor. Start from this one. Look at the what we call this, the resultant vector, and the horizontal axis from here to here. This is the direction of the resultant vector. Okay, this one. Okay, this is the resultant, the direction of the resultant vector. This is by using triangle method. And then second one, okay, you also can use parallelogram method. Okay, so this method, okay, just like before, you make a y-axis and also the x-axis. Okay, and then you start to put vector A in its position according to the direction given to you. Okay, vector A is 10 meter the magnitude with an angle 60 degree. So 60 degree is here. Start from here. Okay, 60 degree is, for example, here I draw it here. Okay, this is vector A with the magnitude of 10 with an angle of 60 degree. Ni vector A. This one is vector A. Okay, and then vector B is 20 meter to east. Macam, okay, just like before we used okay, another color. Okay, this is vector B to east. So how you are going to find the resultant? The resultant will be look at this part. Okay, this is vector A, this is vector B. So make a complete parallelogram. Okay, here. Okay, and then the diagonal will be the resultant. This is the diagonal. Okay, so this one is A plus B. Look at the direction. Okay, if you use triangle method, you still get the same direction when you use parallelogram method. It's still the same. The direction of the resultant is still the same, whether you use parallelogram or triangle method. Okay, and then we go to the next method. Next method is polygon method. Actually, polygon method, we use it for vectors more than 2 vectors. Okay, the way to draw polygon method, to draw the vector by using polygon method, is same with triangle method. Same with triangle method. You do it one by one. First you draw, for example, here vector A. Okay, the angle here is minus 30. That means it is in fourth quadrant. So you draw the first vector. This one is the first vector. You draw the first vector in the fourth quadrant. So at the tip of arrow number 1 of vector A, okay, here draw a small axis, x and y axis, and then draw for vector B. Vector B is 20 meter, okay, this one 20 meter to the east. This is vector B. And then at the tip of vector B, okay, arrow B, okay, you draw another vector, vector C. So vector C is, look at here, okay, vector C is stated, the direction is stated in terms of poles. Okay, so be careful here. So the way you write it is 30 degrees north of west. Okay, 30 degrees north of west. That means the angle is measured from the west. Again, the angle is measured from the west. So you draw the vector C. Vector C is in this direction. Okay, it is in the second quadrant. It is between west pole and north pole. So north of west, 30 degree north of west. That means from here to here. Okay, this one. Okay. Alright. So here, okay. After you draw in this direction, okay, and then the resultant will be, if you look at here, the resultant will be this one. Look at the first vector. This is the this is the second vector, third vector, and then the resultant will be, look at the first vector, the tail of the first vector. Okay, you make a straight line from the tail of the first vector to the head of the last vector, vector number 3, okay, or third vector. So here will be the resultant vector. So this one will be A plus B plus C. Okay, A plus B plus C. That means this is the resultant. So if you want to find the resultant, just make a ruler. You measure it from here to here by using ruler. You can get the resultant vector. So that is polygon method. Then we go to the last method, trigonometric method. Okay, this one, okay, you will use Pythagoras Theorem. Remember Pythagoras Theorem? Okay, if you want to find C, okay, C, you will use C square is equal to A square. This one, this part. Okay, this part A square. Okay, and then B square plus B square. This side, B square. This is Pythagoras Theorem. Hope you still remember. And then if you want to find the angle, for example, this angle, this one, this angle, you can use, here is tangent. Okay, tangent. A square, A, that means Y over X. So Y is A, X is B. Tangent minus 1. A side A over side B. You can get the angle. Okay. Okay, if you're given the vector, okay, if you draw a vector, for example, by using triangle method, for example, you will get a triangle shape. So, from the triangle shape, okay, you also can find the magnitude of vector by using the law of cosine. Magnitude means A, B, or C. You want to find, for example, you want to find C. To find C, you will use this one. To find magnitude of A, you have to use this one. And to find B, you will use this one. Okay. So here is the angle between this line and this line, gamma. Okay, look at here, you can see here. Okay, if you want to find C, you have to use this angle. If you want to find B, you have to use this angle. If you want to find side A, you have to find this angle. You have to use this angle. Okay, and then under trigonometric method, there are two law of cosine, and another one is law of sine. Okay, law of sine can be used to find magnitude, or we can to find magnitude or angle here. You can use it. Okay, so it's up to you. It's up to the question. If the question is suitable to use law of sine, then you can use law of sine. Or if the question is suitable to use the law of cosine, so you can use the law of cosine. Sometimes both can be used, no problem. Okay, important thing you get the answer. Okay, have a look at this example. Okay, you look it yourself. This one you can calculate it yourself. Okay, never mind, I'll tell you. Okay, vector A, you are given vector A and then vector B. Same like before, the position is same. The position in the axis, the direction are still the same for the both vectors. Okay, compute the magnitude A and B by using trigonometric method. You are asked to find A and B. Okay, if you want to find, okay, for example, A plus B is equal to C here. Okay, remember, if you want to find C, you have to use this equation. Remember this one. C square is equal to A square plus B square minus 2AB cos 1 to O. So be careful of the angle here. You have to take the angle that is opposite of the line. So from here, okay, how do you get A? To get A, you have to measure it by using a ruler. Okay. Okay, and then that is the way how to use trigonometric method. So finish about geometrical method. Okay, so remember, there are 4 methods under geometrical method, which is triangle method, parallelogram method, polygon method, and trigonometric method. So we will continue on analytical method after this.